starting things off a little bit unusually today. I actually have a little photo shoot to do, and I saw the fog out here and I was like, oh my goodness, that would be so magical in pictures. So we're out here in fancy dresses today. I have some pictures to take with the girls, and then we'll change clothes and actually run over to the nursery, I think, buy a bunch of shrubs to plant outside. I have another sourdough, like spring themed recipe I want to share with you, but let's see if the girls are ready and we can get this shoot underway.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed. Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you. You will grow up in the blink of an eye and move out and beyond.
We just got back from the nursery, actually maybe 2 hours ago now. We had lunch and I'm getting ready to go out there and plant all these trees. So we didn't get enough for the entire flower bed. We're making a fairly decent sized flower bed, which I'm so excited for. What we got today were two Hydrangeas, I'm not quite sure how they say it, crepe myrtle trees, which I'm very excited about. Apparently they bloom all through the summer. And then we got 8 little lime hydrangeas and 3, I think, of the regular lime light hydrangeas. And then we almost picked up 30 boxwoods. I wanted to come home and measure some more things and finalize exactly how I want that portion of the flower bed. So I can't wait to go out there and get them planted into the ground. But before I do that, I want to mix up my sourdough dinner rolls. I know some of you have been asking for my sourdough dinner roll recipe, but I want to do it with a fun twist. I looked in the mirror and my hair is a literal frizz ball, so if that gives you a clue on the weather here today. You might see my little flower pots back here. When my family was here like a month ago for my sister's birthday, we went out to eat at the cutest little cafe. I've been there before, and one of my favorite things about them is they serve bread in little flower pots, and it's so darling. So we were like, oh my goodness, we should do this at home. So while they were here, we went and picked up our flower pots, but never actually got it made before they left, which is kind of sad. So that's what I want to do today. To start off with this bread, I'm going to mix half a cup of warm water along with a tablespoon of honey, and I probably need a scraper. Do you call these scrapers or spatulas? We always call them scrapers, but I think technically they're spatulas. I'll put the honey here. I'm using raw honey. And then we'll also add 2 tablespoons of yeast, and I'll just give this a little stir, and then we'll let this sit for about 5 minutes to let the yeast kind of develop and get bubbly. Okay, it's 5 minutes later. I'm going to add 2 eggs. I only have egg whites right now, so I'm using 2 egg whites, and then I'm gonna grab 3 tablespoons of oil. I am needing to get a measuring spoon. I'm using avocado oil. Okay, and then we'll do 1 cup of sourdough starter, and this does not have to be an active starter. It could just be a discard.
But no matter what comes your way, I will stay right here beside you to catch you if you fall. And deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart
then add the flour. Flour, I feel like, depends so much on how thick your starter is, but I would start with 2 cups of flour and mix that. If it seems sticky, then I would add another cup or even cup and a half. And very important, run the mixer for like 8 minutes. Even if it looks sticky at the beginning, just let it keep mixing for a while to make sure it doesn't become that soft and pliable, because you don't want too much flour. That will totally ruin the rolls. I'm just greasing my bowl now, and then, if I can get oil out of here, there we go. And then I'll plop my dough in here, and we'll cover it with saran wrap and let it rise for about an hour. And while that's happening, we get to spend some time out in the sunshine.
Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
Bumped it, so it's already starting to deflate, but maybe you can kind of see how much it rose. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this into pans now and try out our little flower pots. Now, I did season my little pots. They're supposed to be like non-stick now, but I'm gonna spray them just to be on the safe side, because that would really stink to have gone to all the work of making these and then not have them turn out. I have pretty tiny pots, and I'm not sure how big to make my rolls, but we're just gonna guess. I'm gonna pop the rest of these rolls into a pan here and let everything rise like half an hour to 45 minutes. I'll just peek at them occasionally, and when they look nice and puffy, we'll pop them in the oven. Houston, we have a problem. Can you see my rolls over here? They have risen. I was out doing something else, and it is only, I want to say half an hour later. This is what we're looking looking like. They are really time to get in the oven. So I just turned on my stove. I'll bake them. Normally I would do a 9 by 13 pan at 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes. I never quite know because I figured out that my stove, it bakes hotter than the temperature you set it at. So I'm not sure what it actually would be, but I have mine set at 350, which I think I figured out is about 375, and then for about 15 to 20 minutes. I'll check it in there. Okay, I think we're ready for the moment of truth here. They are looking quite done. There we have it. We are definitely learning. So I would say that I actually love how they're kind of bubbling over. However, a couple of them are almost like they're kind of crooked, tipsing out. Let's see if I can pick one up. Like this one is actually so cute. So I'm gonna let these cool for just a couple of minutes. I'm definitely glad I sprayed them. But since they're so top heavy, the top is kind of wanting to break off while I'm cutting the bottom. You know what, maybe I should just do that. We'll have a half a roll. Wow, that's nice though. It's definitely baked. You can see that's what the bread looks like. And I had them in there for 15 minutes, but it wasn't completely hot when I put them in, so definitely want to keep an eye on them there. I'm gonna let the rest of these cool before I take them out and see if I can actually get them out whole that way. But I really want to try one. It is so hot. I'm gonna put a little butter and then some homemade grape jelly on. The thing about eating a hot roll is how the butter just melts right into it. So tasty. I'm ready to dive into this. And it looks and smells amazing. It's so good. So good. Literally a couple minutes later, and I just took a knife, slid it around the edge, and it came out really well. So I guess I just got too impatient and tried it too soon before. It is the next day now. I don't know if you can hear the birds singing, but it's beautiful. Anyway, this is the stage of all the prep work. Yesterday you saw me digging in the flower bed here. Today we want to plant these guys, and I'll take you kind of through the process of how I do that. It's really super easy, but I feel like this stage isn't, you know, that stunning lush landscapes, but is definitely an important part, and I'm excited for what this is about to turn into. So we're gonna start off with digging a hole for this little lime hydrangea, which, by the way, I'm mixing up the little lime and the regular lime. These only get about 3 or 4 feet tall. So I'm planting them here under the windows, and then there's other spots in this flower bed where we're doing the regular lime, which get a lot bigger. I think up to 7, 8 feet tall and wide. So anyway, I can't wait to see this when it's actually in full bloom and as big as it's supposed to get. Okay, so Hudson, I'm gonna make a
castles out of sand, reaching for the ground. Willows align, we lose track of time. At a pie now we climb. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover.
feel deep enough now. So what I'm gonna do is, I love using this. It's just the Espoma Biotone Starter. Has a very fishy smell. It says for a 2-gallon pot, do 1 cup of the Biotone Starter. So that's pretty close. Then I'll just mix it into the soil a little bit, and then we are ready to pop these guys in.
Nice.
It's funny because the cats often start walking close to me when I'm using this because it smells so fishy. Gonna pull this out. Hey, Coco. And then I'll just gently loosen up the roots to get it ready to grow, and we'll pop it in.
Shoo, Coco. Why is there a whole bunch of seeds in there?
I think that's more like hay. Easter today, so happy Easter. I'm literally filming this the day before you see this, so things got pushed off to the end, and I definitely had more things that I wanted to share with you this week and just did not happen. I felt like I did my absolute best in filming, and it's just been a wild week getting the yard ready for the sunrise service and all the things. So anyway, I really hope that you still gained value from this video. Maybe you were inspired or encouraged in some way. Thank you so much for being here, spending time with me, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, friends.
Golden, golden thing.